Sunday, woke up about 12:41. Woke up a couple of times during the night. Obviously, I've got to go to that room of the half-life. The half-life. Help me out. Now it's gone. What can be the half-life? You tell me. Can it be regeneration? Why? It's doing up my shirt. I'm going to shut the door. The half-life. The PP room. 1632. Freezing point. What's staying in you? What got washed out with the flow? What's on the go? In and out, don't you know? Water, water, water. Gotta take that pee from out of the lake, in the lake, inside of you. Brought you everything you need, but this is just something that just knows where it's going. The water flow. Sticks to the ceiling, doesn't always get pulled down by the humidity. What is the size of a water molecule? What is inside that liquid? What is that liquid itself, and how is it created? What does it come from? I know a lot of you know. I don't really know. They call it H2O water. Water, liquid, moving element. Is everything made of consistency? Something that can melt and flow is not always a water. Plastics are not water, but is there any water of content? So let's call it the humid source. Let's call it liquid. Any kind of liquid. Water's liquid. Is that the primary name? Liquid. Quid, quad. What number would you give quid? Right? And then there's, in a movie, there's something with quid. Lee is the bed, 12 and 9, right? You know what 9/11 is? This is 12 and 9. 9/11 is 66. 12 is 56. 1 is 11, 1 is 12. 1 is the total, 6 and 6, balance on each side. The other side is 5. Without 1, you ain't got nothing. That's Mars. Without the mind connecting the two sides, 2 and 4, 6, you ain't got nothing at all. Without 4 and 1 and 3 and 2, communication of the DNA of the IT system of the sun that passes through the foxhole, and repeat that word, where I've heard that foxhole before. It's a trench. It's a trench. It's a long trench against the opposite side. The opposition shooting us on the other side. It's a trench. I can see both sides. How do I know? My nose tells me. Left and right. That's how I know. Let's not talk about putting 3 over 1, which is in the center, right? You got the minus sign right here. How do you get the plus sign? Because you're connecting two sides. Minus is one side, the other side above and below. 3 sides to a triangle. Add 1. This is a flat triangle, right? Right? It's a flat triangle. If I turn it around, you can't see. There it is. Look, it's got 1, 2, 3 sides. 3 points. 1, 2, 3 in betweens. You notice the way this in between goes towards here. But on a regular cube triangle, what I'm talking is, 3D triangle, right? You have 4 sides. 3 equals 4. 3 equals 4. But in reality, 3 equals 4. Can you tell me what this equals? One of these, what would you think this equals? It equals to a top and a bottom and 1, 2, 3, 4 sides. It's got an in-between. It's got an in-between the in-between when you square it off. I'm watching the football today. I'm watching some of that Poker Stars, WCOP going on here. And they're using the yellow chip for 1000. So M1000 or 1 and 3 is inside yellow. So 3 comes with yellow, and you're bringing it in from the B world, creating the orange sun. Double D, when the addition is in, you have to understand when the division is in. We have the plus sign here, and we have the plus sign here. This way, I'm going to say what? This would be divided, right? There's no lines over here. It's got 2 dots for division. That's the way I'm going to look at this one. Right? Division of 2 sides. J and J come together. Lock the cap of the J. Lock the capita J. The hook. Should I be... Anyways, this design could be made different. It could be made this way. Now you got barb. Hey, barbed wire, right? No, barbed wire is the razor blades, right? This is just the barbed hooks. We have the liquid soap. Did we say what 12 is? 12 represents half. 11 represents 1 to 1. 1 equal to 1. I have 1, you have 1. I put up 1, and whatever's first, the other one gets it. So I have 1, you have 1, they're racing over there. I'll put up my 1 against your 1, and we'll watch who's racing. So obviously there's got to be 2 racers, right? What if it was just me and you? 1 versus 1. I got a buck, you got a buck, nobody in between. We don't pay the rent, right? You don't pay the rent. You don't pay the VIG. I'm doing the presidents now. But how do you do the presidents? You see, the BC letter is 23, 24 equals to 47. 4 by 7, 4 plus 7 equals 28 cycle to the moon. 4 plus 7 is 11. 1 and 1 is 2. 11 and 28 is 39. Equals to Saturn, CL, sky. CL, CIEL. See, they're taking the C with the I instead of the CEI. E and I is 14 because the C is in the E family, and you're saying spelling CL with CIEL. You notice the before and the after center C? The total of it, right, is creation of the moon, and the total is Mars. The vibration is 2, 3, and 4. 2, 3, and 4. Presidents, 21. 2, 3, and 4, right? 3, 2, 3, and 4. You notice 7, 7, 7. Now we're working on the gematria piano scale. Well, everything works on 7. This one separates from this 3 and this 4. And also secondary 1 level 1, 2, 3, 4. In the 20s, 2, 3, 4. In the middle, right? At the beginning. And at the beginning there was 10. And the 10 commandments, he owns 10. 1 begins at 2. That's why when you look at the telephone and it shows you nothing on the 1 letter, on the 1 number, there's no letters, because 1 and all, the empty space, the totality, 1, nothing else but the 1. Now when you come up to the, see, 2 and 9 is 11, 1 and 1 is 2, 3, 4. Here is the beginning of the next level of presidency, right up to the 28th day on the 29th, the 29th of February, 1 every 3 years. So this kind of presidency or sequence will repeat 3 years. And then this one will only repeat on the 4th year because of the February 29th. But we want to return the presidency to stop at 23. Grover Cleveland is over here. We're going to stop at 23 because the 24th president is the same as the 22nd president. So really, it should say 22, 23, 21. Blackjack. No 24. From 23, 22, and then the next one, okay, would have to be 22 again, right? You would call Grover Cleveland Grover Cleveland? No. Throw him out. Throw away the 24th president because it was the 22nd. And the number after 23, if we're counting backwards, is either 25 forward or 21. And we're going to count the countdown because at the 21st president, we've already counted. If we're counting the number of presidents, counting up to 23, then the 24th one cannot count because he was 22. So that number would get thrown out for the day of man. And then we come in with the 21st president over here. 22, 4, 5, 3. Introduction to DC inside the sun. 47, the doorway. 46 are the 2 X's, the half-life. And when you draw X's, you draw 2 dots in the center of something by crossing lines, corner to corner. The star keys. 6, 5, 4. 6 times 5 is 30, times 4 is 120. Add 1 to 15, it's 120. Plus 1 equals 136, we get a touchdown now. 135. 136. 613 laws of Moses. To the queen of the red sun, and I don't know why this is the moon, it's black numbers, they're both black. It's 1/4 and 4 to 1 representation inside of here. 4 to 1 represents 4, and that is Mars, and 1 DNA Mercury, Mars, Earth, Mars. 134 AC/DC. Low shoe tells me that, because in the world of low shoe numbers, it tells me where to go. I just say, hey, I got my own science. I got your science, and I'm using your science to my advantage because I like to tell the story that your science says. Your science says in this game, and in this game, and in this game, and in this game, and in this game. This is what everything is doing because of the games you made. I didn't make nothing. I didn't have to make anything at all. It was like, it's not easy. I don't want to say it's easy. It's just, it is what it is. The patience of putting things of realities together, and if the reality is true because you told me what it is, unless I make a mistake because I don't repeat what you've already taught us in order to play the game, then everything I'm saying is probably is what you think it is exactly, and nothing what I think, unless you think that I know that the games I'm telling you of these odds and differences are exactly what they are. When you throw the dice in Monopoly, you do it as on the roll. You have 2 dice, you play the total. But when you play backgammon, you separate the dice. You play them one-on-one, singularity inside backgammon, and that's the way the king moves in chess. Singularity. But he has a singularity in every direction, but to begin, not in every direction. The king. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All the back, right? All the back ones cannot move at all until the pawns move out of the way. And then once a chip moves out of the way that's in front of it, pending which angle moves, is where the king can actually go, and only go one space. So no matter who moves out of his way, there's enough room for him to go the most and best he can. That's the way the game's played. You want to go down to pool? Let's play pool. The letter 2 bands. Let's go the lengthways this way in 2 bands. Well, if it's 2 bands, well, how do you create the eye? You take all 6 holes, and the 2 holes in the center are the separation for H and I. Telling me how the table is made in this kind of game tells me where all the holes are, right? There ain't no hockey, because in hockey you got them at each end. There ain't no holes. You be talking about the coach's benches in the corners. Now, where do we set? In pool, right? We set up the balls in a triangle, right? And we're always looking at the point. We're not looking at the middle of the triangle. In bowling, we set the pins up in a pyramid. It's funny the way the pyramid starts at a point and ends up. Everything in life that goes around and comes around, okay, is not actually around. You see, my head, even if it is round, it's in the front of my back. It's not behind my back. You know what I'm saying? The whole back of my head is like flat because it goes all the way up. I'm seeing out the front, I'm not seeing out the top. This would be the cap of the earth and no one can look here, right? Why don't you look at it this way? You see this part? South Pole, right? You can't actually live here. You would like fall off. If you live here, you'd fall off. You can't actually live here because you're getting sucked in. So we come all the way to this part of the earth right here, and then there actually is no earth. If they don't freeze it, it falls off. It melts away. It's flat. We're a wave, and the wave is on the up and up. So down the hill and up the hill. Is the world flat as we go around? Right? You make a sharper turn, and then it becomes flat again. Like really flat. You've went all the way down, but now it got all the way flat. You're not living on the side of a mountain. Right? Can the world go all the way around? Sure, it can be round. The stories are we watching that we're watching, or what is the truth of these stories? It's the story. The whole story is the truth. Wouldn't lie. Now, if they tell you that this story is in the world, they'd be telling you a story again because they don't know. They only know what they think of the science that they did is the actual truth. And they believe. Now they want you to believe, so they're selling you on the story. It's not the reality, the truth, the understanding, the benefit of those who do the science, the mathematics, the additions. If I take this solid product and I put it down, I'm going to put it down. Oh, shit. The ass went up. I got a hole. Nothing can ever come out unless I do the mathematical exchange by tilting it over. The fly just went by on my camera. How did I know? I saw it on the silver screen. Silverfish. Raphael, 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. I want to do just one relieving Grover Cleveland on both sides. 4, 5, 4. Inside the foxhole of the sun. To the 7th gate, 2, 3, 2 communication. F, okay, F, creation, okay, of the cycle of the moon. 5 times 6, 30, creation. 5 plus 6, 11 is 41. DNA. Add 6 because every time you calculate something to a 0, add or minus 6. It can also be 4. I can explain that because the cube, when you take two cubes together, the opposite sides of 4 is 3. And if you have two 4s, the opposite side, excuse me, of 10. When you have 10, you have 6 and 4, 10. The opposite side of 6 and 4, 10 is 3 and 1, 10. So now I know that 6 and 4 and 1 and 3 are the actual same. So then all I have to say is 13, the B world, the orange ball, and the 5 ball equals to 18. 1, 3 says Mac. Okay, M-A-C, McDonald's. On the farm, EIEIO 5959, and I just talked out of my hat without explanation. I'll just have to do that again one day. 6, 5, 6. 6 and 4, 5 and 5, 6 and 4. That's how you make 10. 6 and 6 is 12. 4 and 4 is 8. Right? 2 times 6, 2 plus 6, okay, equals 8 and 12, 20. That's your 20. Every time I get it, 20, 26 is Z to T, because 0 equals 6. Z is the 26th letter. 20 is the T letter. Okay, but 20, if you go minus 6, it becomes 14. So now it becomes 2 letters that are identical. Z, okay, and N, Zion. 6 and 4 is 10. The only other one is 3 and 1. The only one over here is 2 and 2. 1, 2, 2, 3. 1, 4, 3. AC/DC. 8 and 7 relationship to the 7th gate. 1, 7 and 8 is 15 equals 6. Minus equals 1. 1 and 6 is the half-life. In this position over here, what am I doing? 9 and 4, 13. 8 and 5, 13. 4 and 9, 13. 1 and 3 equals 4, 4, 4. 4 times 4, 4 times 7, 28 cycle of the moon. 4 times 4, 16, 1 spirit of the half-life. 9 and 4, 13, 4, 4, 4. 4 times 4 equals to 16. 4 plus 4 equals to 8, pH. Okay, equals to 24x. Times 4 equals 64. 6 and 4 is x and x representation in Roman numerals, and it creates the half-life. 9, 8 equals 17, and 9 equals 26. Equals 26 over here equals 8. This one over here equals 5, 1, 2 memory. 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. This one over here only equals to 4. 4, 8, 8, 8. Now what are these numbers over here? These numbers are a continuation of these numbers. 1 plus 1 minus. 7 and 9 equals 16. 1 and 6 equals 7. 7, 8 and minus, spirit of the half-life, the gateway to Pluto inside of DC, creation of the 9 lives of the cat. I know this. I just know 100% what they are. 84, if you add up Pluto, the number Pluto equals to 84. 8 is twice the 4 and 1/2 the number. 2 and 1/2. 2 times 1 plus 2 equals 5. 2 times 2 equals 4 times 1 equals 4. 5, 4. Pluto inside the sun. The number's how we got there. The number that replaced this number was Uranus inside Saturn, 2 suns and Venus. All 3 suns come together when 4 and 8 meet. 8 is in the center on your numbers pad. 4 is on the left. 8 and 4 equals 12. 1 and 2 equals 3, creation. These 2 numbers over here are created from only 2 numbers, 2 and 1. 3 to the power of 2 to the power of 3, 3 to the power of 2, 8 and 9 is the answer, the high sky, right over here. Communication sky from the sun, inside of man's birth heaven. This one over here, 10 and 26. This one, 26 and 10, 36 plus 6, 42. Minus 6 equals 30, 24. 24 and 10 come together over here. This is the gateway. This is B and E. This is where B and E. This is where the gateway comes in. I know it. I know it. 12th letter, 7th letter, it says L. It says her. Her, G. She is the God. She is the God right over here. That's what it says over here. This one is the L letter, EL. Plus and minus equals 717, which is the letter B. In the E family, 5 times 2, 5 plus 2 equals 10 and 7. JG, Jack, God. Jack, God, Queen. Creation, JC. It just says that 7 goes with 3. I can't explain it all, and this comes out of Mars. Mars creation. The last of presidents in the beginning to the end, with the reduction because of Grover Cleveland, we end up as the last president as the 44th president, also known as the 45th president. This is the next one. And in the last movie, Independence Day, the president was a female, and at the end of the show, they had a male president. It was switched. It was switched from a female president. They thought she passed away. And all of a sudden, they changed it to a male president right in the middle. Right? Isn't that funny? Because right now, it's supposed to be a female president, right? And it's going to change to a male. At least the possibilities are there right now. Raphael, 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. There was one little piece missing. These are your poker chips. Okay, black is the 100, representation of the birth. Turquoise, representation of the turquoise, what you know is 5,666, bringing two skies together. Red is the $5 chip. 5 and red. Blue is the $1 chip. So we have no sixes. Here we have 3 sixes. Here we have 3 sixes. Yellow and turquoise, 5,000, 6,000. 666, 666 will make 333. It'll be 6333. The story, Raphael.